I don't know how to fight. Oh, I just died? He just deflected me and I died?
Bro doesn't know about the terror buildup.
Well, I mean, it wasn't... And he just one-shot me as well.
Yep, maybe better off going somewhere else first.
But mortal draw.
I know.
I'm sure you got past it just fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you just know the bosses, so it's...
I may have done things in the wrong order. And now I'm
Huge. Yes!
fighting extra thing that I do not need to fight.
Oh, the ape too?
Yep.
No way. Why does he just look at me and I die? Did I just not see the terror buildup?
It's kind of a randomizer quirk, so I'll just tell you about it. At the start, when he starts like the big, like, I'm gonna put my staff down and channel
Yeah,
for
I interrupted him though.
Yeah, it continues in randomizer.
Oh.
It just keeps going even after you interrupt. It might even be in base game too if you don't interrupt it at
Bro,
the
take
very
the
start.
fucking death. Whoa, God. Oh no. Okay, it's fine. Yes! Okay. I'd used both my lives, but we got there.
Nice.
All of that. If I died there, that would have just been a hard loss. Like, that was all my confetti.
I don't know. I'm doing extra stuff I don't have to do, and the lack of memories is really tough. There's a lack of memories for me trying to rush through and not checking every place there could be memories.
Yeah, I mean, things, I don't really know every place. I mean, the merchants I know can have them.
Merchants, gourd seeds, prayer beads.
Right, gourd seeds. Is there a gourd seed in Senpo? For Roberto on the way to monkeys at all? I don't think so.
The way to Roberto, there was.
I might have got that. I don't know. Was that a memory?
I don't think so. Oh, no, I remember. It was a divine grass.
Okay, huge. Thank you.
Giving my opponent information. I mean, yeah, it was a memory. You should go back for it.
Oh, but yeah, the prosthetics can be.
Yes, yes.
How bad was monkeys?
Worse than I thought it would be, but first try.
Okay. 7 spears. What? Do I not have McCary?
It's in one of those skill books. You gotta make sure to get it.
I did. It was like the second thing.
Yeah.
I guess you just have to time it like later. I don't know. Oh, if he kicked me off the edge.
Surely there's no way I die skipping all these idols. Oh god, oh god, well.
Dude, just die, just die.
Surely I don't die skipping all those idols.
Ring the bell. What is One Mind?
One Mind is a combat art.
Yeah,
it's
cool. Oh, it's that one?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, you got it.
Oh my god, they are everywhere.
Oh, I did the wrong Mikiri. I had the upgraded Mikiri, but not Mikiri. So I have upgraded. That's from the other one.
Oh, is that actually... That's worth my time, actually. It was not worth my time, actually.
Chat, don't. I was distracted. That doesn't count. Oh, God.
Okay, there's no way Chris knows that skip.
What skip are you doing, huh?
The skip to get the prayer bead in Mibu.
You're picking up prayer beads?
It could be a memory.
Was it?
You'll have to find out by doing the skip.
I don't know what skip.
You'll have to find out by slowly going through the house as normal.
The house?
Yeah.
Miss Noble tree skip?
No, the, well, also a noble, but becomes a palace.
There's more than one noble?
I thought there was only one noble.
I'm being pranked.
It's not a boss.
Oh, no.
It's just a guy.
I mean, yeah. There are multiple nobles, I guess, in, like, the Dragonhead Palace.
Yeah, yeah.
Dragon Mountainhead, you know.
It's a quest line guy. If you played Bingo, you would,
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I know it from Bingo.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Pow, 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 pow. Guess what that was?
Firecrackers.
Yep.
Ha.
So smart. Oh god, this poor Yamauchi. I just come flying with the Mortal Blade, just gets one shot by it.
This guy's using the Mortal Blade.
Of course I am! It's all I know how to do.
That's all Sekiro runners can do. Use Mortal Blade, eat hot chip, and lie. Okay. Well, that is unfortunate. For me.
Dragon's Dogma 2. You said unfortunate?
Unfortunate for me, very fortunate for you. Because you are not going to have to deal with this boss.
Wait, are you already at True Monk?
Not quite. What is happening in this tower?
Bro, stop getting the vertical jumps. I'm going around. Ooh, Gokhan Spirit Ball. Okay.
Oh, I didn't find that.
Is that even, like, worth it?
No. Unless you're, like, really scared.
Dude,
I
this
didn't
guy...
even know he could do that combo. Alright.
No, come on. Oh. That was really close to being bad. had to fight Orin?
Had to?
Yeah, like, was she in a spot where you had to fight?
No.
Okay. I can't do that fight. Not a fan, not a fan. Haha, he has to do all the joining dialogue.
He does, it's way too much. Well, this could come down to the wire. They have a similar number of bosses left. Oh my, okay, well.
That's what I like to hear, that's what I like to hear.
It's the Chris God seed, because he doesn't have to fight any of this, whereas I'm gonna be slowed down by 10 minutes.
What's true?
What is the slowest possible boss it could be?
I don't know, demon? But he can't spawn there. Ishin?
It's demon.
Really? In True Monk Arena?
In True Monk Arena, yep.
Wait,
yep,
what? I thought he was too big for that.
You would think, but no.
Let's fucking go!
Still.
Prayer bead. Okay, fire machine. Hey, fire machine. Oops. R1 smile. Very fast fire machine fight. You should be quaking in your boots, Mitch. And my controller's not working.
I am.
Oh, it's working now. Oh, it was just the cutscene.
I can't kill demon fast enough.
Ooh, tough, tough, tough. Ooh, ascending carp. Don't mind if I do. You got past demon yet?
No. It is actually, when I said a 10-minute fight, I don't know that I was exaggerating.
I guess, yeah, with not many memories. The later and later it gets to be tough.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Are you kidding me? Can't see what she's doing. It blends into the fucking background. I know how to fight Emma. Shut up, Parky. I just thought I could go in and just one-shot her with Mortal Blade, and it just didn't work.
Okay, well, we're finally done with Demon, so...
Oh, shit, okay. I just bought 248 emblems.
That's a lot of emblems.
And I'm on my way to the final boss.
Got 2 left, so if you can get it first try. This will be your victory.
Yeah, it depends, dude. If it's like monk or something.
I have no pre-knowledge where you're headed now. Except that it's not demon, so I'm screwed.
I don't think demon can spawn up there.
He
At least
can.
for the settings that I have. Because I have a similar death blow.
Oh, similar death. Oh, so you screwed me. Oh my god.
I mean,
that's why demon was there.
Oh yeah, because I guess you're with this 3, huh?
Yep.
I just know he's not where I normally go for this Shura. All right, here we go.
Okay, good luck.
It's fucking monk. Of course it is.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Mine.
Ooh. Dude, the double, oh, that's so cringe, man.
How are you so tanky?
Oh, I just fat fingered B and A. Are you kidding me, dude?
Okay.
Good. No. That was the size of you are.
From the... Yeah. I didn't deflect that. That's embarrassing.
Skishu.
What?
Okay, one boss left for me. I'm catching up.
Oh. That's tough. I don't know what she was doing there. Doesn't know monk. Yeah.
She is a tough one.
When the scaling is this crazy, dude.
Yeah, you want to know about scaling. You should have seen that demon.
Yeah, but you're good at the game.
That's a good
Dude, just jump. What are you doing, man? Really? Up, Bozo.
Oh! So about monk.
Do you have True Monk as you're already there, man?
Yep.
Oh, that's not good.
野放しにはできぬ。
Alright, monk down, phase 2. Using my Ungo sugar. Oh. Please be Father Owl. Oh, okay. Okay, oopsies. Oopsies. Oh! I got a little greedy for that one. Holy. I got a little greedy for that one. Holy.
Okay.
When's time on the credits? Oh, time.
She's dead. I just needed to get to credits.
Oh, dude, what a close race then. Holy shit.
Yeah. And time.
Damn. Honestly, that should not have been that close. I should have won by like 20 more minutes, dude.
Yeah, Shura versus IS is a big difference in stuff. I also, I definitely could have won that if I went in the correct order and didn't kill Ape before heading down. I was expecting it to be a blowout one way or the other, and so to be a photo finish, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for playing, Mitch.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was fun. Glad Chris had a good time with it.
Like soul to be able to buy Great Heavy Soul Arrow. Through my journey of exploring Sin's Fortress, I came across another wizard who calls himself Logan. From what I can tell, this man is trying to impersonate me, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt and rescue him. Once done rescuing a potential psychopath, I wanted to try out my new cosplay of a High Intia on the Iron Giant. And as expected, with the power of anime and Zanza on my side, I knew I would easily take down this giant foe. This son of a bitch got nothing on this oversized monkey, trust me. Using the souls gained from the Iron Giant, I was able to get my intelligence to level 51. With O and S being next on my hit list, I headed back to Logan at Firelink Shrine to buy Homing Soul Mask and Soul Spear to basically nuke the shitty duo. Being armed with a shotgun and sniper rifle like this was the early 2000s Halo's 3-team sniper match, I was ready to teabag some motherfuckers. Starting off, I went with Homing Soul Mask just to help with a bit of damage. I guess we can call that a bit of damage. I honestly did not expect it to do that much damage, even with Power Within, but I sure as hell won't complain. I was so impressed by this, I decided I would beat both of them with just Homing Soul Mask. The ultimate flex in Team Sniper match, beating the other team with only using a shotgun. After teabagging some noobs, I leveled my intelligence to 56 and scored me a date with a big titty woman. The typical gamer pro experience in the early 2000s. With now having the Lord Vessel, I could take on the biggest gamer in all of Lordran, Seath the Scaleless. But, come to find out, that little prick uses cheats so that he can't die. So, after being sent back to my mother's basement, I find Logan the imposter down here and free his sorry ass. With Logan free, I could buy all of his spells to continue his questline. Now having Crystal Soul Spear and Crystal Homing Soul Mask, I was ready for my rematch with Seath. Tragically, I fell victim to Seath's thick tentacles, blocking me from running away from his attacks, leading me to perish. I am just happy I didn't get cursed. For round 2, I just made sure this time to stay far away from his big tentacle. Even with Seath having a high resistance to magic, with having power within and Crystal Soul Spear, I was easily able to kill him within 4 hits. If only I was smart enough to do that on my first attempt. After beating Seath, I got my intelligence to level 60, which at this point I won't see any more damage increase unless I hit level 99 for this stats and magic adjustment stats, as you can see by this chart right here. But there's a way for me to get more damage, a better staff. Hello, Logan. This game isn't big enough for 2 naked men with wizard hats. Draw! Woo! That was a close one, but with the imposter taken care of, I take the 10 crystallization catalyst and take back my staff and big hat that he stole. And yes, I am willing to sacrifice damage here for fashion. After getting my stuff back, I wanted to try out the White Dragon Breath spell since I have never used it before, and what better test subject than the stray demon himself, who actually was able to kill me twice. Now you might think I was mad at this, but I honestly was happy for the big guy. It's been a minute since he's had a win, and I think he really needed this. But I made sure to beat him on my 3rd attempt. We don't need him getting an ego after all. Overall, the White Dragon Breath spell was okay. It can be pretty easy to miss with it, and it doesn't really do that great of damage. The only plus side I can give it is it has 20 casts, but you'll need most of the casts to even kill the damn boss. So, after that fight, I figured it was best to get Moonlight Butterfly and Sif over with. And the Moonlight fight was spectacular, to say the least. Try this. Go. I don't know why. I didn't expect it to die in 1 hit. I was hoping after blowing up Moonlight, I would do the same to Sif, but it took 3 shots to put the poor girl down. Poor old Yeller had a quicker death than Sif. With those 2 dealt with, I high-fived a multi-eyed hand monster to take on the Sanctuary Guardian. I figured I would have a bit of fun and just use homing Crystal Soul Mass and Crystal Magic Weapon on a +0 dagger. What I didn't take into account for was the Sanctuary Guardian keeping his distance for 90% of the fight, which ended up leading to me dying 6 times. Normally, the Sanctuary Guardian does not run away this much, but for some reason, he was being a scaredy cat. So I said, fuck it, and blew the cat up with a rocket launcher. Could I have killed him the other way? Sure, but I'm trying to be better about being hard-headed in my runs. So, out of frustration, I blew up a mushroom to make myself feel better. After committing a war crime against the mushroom people, it was time for Artorias, the Abyss Walker, who I thought I was going to first try, but apparently I am more rusty than I thought. My biggest mistake looking back on it is I should have used both Soul Spears for an easy win. Sadly, the homing Crystal Soul Mass just didn't do that great of damage, and if I would have had both spells, I could have DPS'd him down when he was powering up. But I was a fool and stuck with what I was using, and it ended up taking me 4 deaths to kill the edgy emo knight. With Artorias defeated, I used the amazing Hidden Body spell to easily traverse the DLC to get the Crest Key, and more importantly, Dark Bead, the real shotgun spell in Dark Souls 1. Foolishly, though, I thought it would be great to use a dark spell on a boss that is practically made up of dark magic. God, I make these runs way harder than they need to be. So, after that hiccup, I made sure to bring Crystal Soul Spear paired with Dust Crown Ring and the Dust Crown to make quick work of the big guy. And to top it all off, I didn't even use the Silver Pendant. See, I can beat him without it. After that easy win, I pick up Dark Orb and trade in Manus' Soul for the Pursuer spell. I then ran into my biggest roadblock of this run, these damn ghosts. Normally, I can get around them with no issues, but my god, were they being a pain in the ass this run. I should have just went get a transient curse, but that hard-headedness we were talking about earlier kicked in. But I eventually prevailed to take on the 4 kings. Since I was trying to use as many spells as I could, I decided to go with Dark Orb and Dark Bead for this fight, which should have made it a cakewalk, but I found every possible opportunity to get hit. The biggest shocker to all of this was that I was able to tank all of it and survive long enough to win. Most of the credit here has to go to Dark Bead for being broken as hell. Sadly, I did not get to use Dark Orb, so I made sure to use it for the Fire Sage fight. Alright, I see why no one really talks about this spell. That damage output was very, very disappointing. So I switched to Pursuer, which I had on me, and it did way better damage. Unfortunately, not enough to kill the boss, so I had to finish him off with the Dark Orb. Now, for the most pain in the ass boss in this run, and no, it wasn't the Bed of Chaos. The damn Centipede Demon kept staying so far away, spamming his arm attack, that I couldn't hit him with my spells. And even when I would try and hit his arm, my casting time was too slow to hit him. You might be thinking just run to the other side with the big platform, but I have tried this before in my other low HP runs, and I end up dying from the lava. So I just had to wait until Centipede Demon cooperated for me to kill him. Luckily, it only took me 3 attempts, or I would have lost my shit way more than I did. After that lovely fight, there was the Bed of Chaos, who kindly shut me down like every other girl who I've ever axed out in my life. But joke's on you, Bed of Chaos, because eventually one of them said yes, so ha, your loss, suck it. So after killing the Bed of Chaos with jealousy, I killed Pinwheel with a gun. I stand corrected. Shit, maybe I should have used Power Within for Pinwheel. My bad, Pinwheel. I didn't know you had a little bit of pimp in you. You have my respect. With Pinwheel defeated, I was ready for Nito. Damn it. I somehow survived that, for Nito to just get stuck on a stalagmite. So I just let him kill me for me to try again. As y'all can tell, I am using Hidden Body with Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring to lure Nito out to fight him 1v1. Except the Hidden Body wore off, and then it became a race to see who could kill who faster. But being a wizard cowboy, this wasn't my first rodeo, so I was able to wrangle by those skeletons and take out Nito with my shotgun, like the true American that I am. Up next was Gwendolyn and Priscilla, who both easily went down in 2 hits with Dark Bead. Fun fact, apparently if you one-shot Priscilla, it will actually soft-lock your game because you won't be able to leave the area due to her permanently being invisible, which if I would have used Power Within, I would have 100% one-shot her. From here, I befriend a giant who kindly asks Calamite to stop flying around so that I can kill him for my entertainment and for y'all's. Due to my past experiences with Calamite, I wasn't going to hold back any punches, so I went in with Dusk Ring, Dusk Crown, and Dark Bead to make this a quick fight. But even with all that, I only did 973 damage to him, which had me curious at the end of the fight if I should have just used Crystal Soul Spear. So, with me having the spell on me, I tested it out, and I for sure should have just used it over Dark Bead. Most likely, Calamite has high resistance to dark magic because I was positive Dark Bead would have done more damage to him. Either way, with Calamite defeated, that only leaves one more boss to go. Gwyn, the Lord of Cinder. Son of a bitch! Well, I haven't parried in Dark Souls 1 in a minute, so I guess that's to be expected. Fortunately for me, I was able to pull it off on my second attempt, and as you can see, Dark Bead made quick work of a dying god, leading to the first game in the trilogy to come to an end. But not for our dear friend Logan. Oh no. He used his smooth moves on the Firekeeper and ended up having a son, Logan Jr. It's as they say, when one adventure ends, another bizarre one begins. For the class, I went with the Sorcerer. Not for its 14 intelligence, but for its 12 in attunement because that will actually give me 1 spell slot. For comparison, in DSIII, you get 3 spell slots to start with. So I'll be relying on rings to help me out there. For the gift, I went with the Bonfire aesthetic to help with getting spells and higher level rings. With Logan Jr. all set, let's get this second adventure started. So, starting off by doing a little bit of murdering, I kill Mogwin for his armor since wearing the full set gives you 22.5% more souls, and I immediately put them to use with Dragon Rider. It just took me a few tries. In my defense, gravity is magic in Elden Ring. I then used the souls I acquired from Dragon Rider to get my intelligence to 26. Once done leveling, I paid Licha a quick visit. With now having the Rotunda locked stone, I can access Huntsman Copse to kill Falcon. The reason I did this was to be able to buy his headpiece from the Merchant Hag, which gives me more spell cast while wearing it. Now, you can get this from him without killing him, but you need 20 faith and 20 intelligence, and we all know that wasn't an option. But it'll be a minute before I can buy it. With that said, I made my way to No Man's Wharf to meet Carillion to get access to some new spells like Soul Spear Barrage, and buy the clear bluestone ring for faster casting speed. And after talking to him for a bit, he gave me the Northern Ritual Band +1. After that nice little chat, I did a little speedrunner skip, which I 100% did on my first try. Once done blowing up a wall, I pick up the Great Soul Arrow. You might be wondering why Logan Jr. is wearing clothes. Well, after career day in middle school, Logan Jr. was so embarrassed by his father's nudity. Not only that, he was able to pull off a world first and actually die to the last giant. Definitely Logan Jr.'s fault and not mine. Being the stubborn lad that he is, he stuck with his airsoft gun to kill the last giant. It also helped that I figured out that you can lock onto his legs. I mean he, not I. I then leveled my intelligence to 35 and upgraded my staff to +1. With that done, I was ready for the Flexile Sentry. For this fight, I went with Great Soul Arrow, hoping the 18 cast would be enough. Tragically, the first shot missed. It's probably fine. 17 should be enough. Son of a bitch! So I had to finish the Flexile Sentry off with the staff melee. Surprisingly, it did more damage than I expected it to do. After barely surviving that fight, I finally bought the Hexer's Hood. With my new headpiece, I figured I was ready for the Pursuer. Going into this fight, I thought it was going to be a cakewalk, but 180, oh my dear lordy Bessie. After seeing how low that damage was, I decided to use a different kind of magic. Oh no, how'd that happen? Oh no, he ran into the ballista. How could it have happened? In my defense, this isn't a sorcery only run. I then pick up the blue seal and the life ring to help a bit with my low HP. I then buy Great Heavy Soul Arrow for more damage, pop some souls to get my intelligence to 48, and get my staff to +4. I did all this prep to take on Notchka. The reason I'm coming here so soon is for 2 reasons. One is to be able to get access to the strongest staff in the game, the Staff of Wisdom, which is in Brightstone Cove. The second reason is that I will need to kill Notchka a second time to get the Southern Ritual Band +2, which will give me 3 more spell slots. Sadly, with Notchka having so high of magic resistance, I ran out of Great Heavy Soul Arrows, even with using Amber Herbs, which led to me meleeing with the staff, and y'all can already guess how that went. So I knew I needed to do a bit more prep work before I could take on Notchka again, so I went to McDuff to buy large Titanite shards to get my staff to +7, and then warped over to Huntsman Copse to get a sniper rifle. But even with having this powerful spell, I knew it wasn't going to be enough to kill Notchka. I was going to need more spell slots, and the only way I was going to be able to do that was to beat the Belfry Gargoyles. But first, I had to deal with the Royal Sentinels to get to them. Maybe I'll just go pay Ornstein a visit for some easy levels. Yep, I was right, he was a pushover. All I had to do was stay back, shooting at him until he went down. This Ornstein is not near as aggressive as the DS1. With that, I was able to get my intelligence up to 57 and made sure to stock up on some Amber Herbs for the boss fight, because I doubt 13 shots will be enough to kill them. Once done stocking up, I returned to the Royal Sentinels. Alright, fuck this. I'm going back to Notchka and doing this the old-fashioned way, with pure hard-headedness. So, come to find out, she wasn't too bad to deal with after all. All you have to do is bait out her tail strike attack. If she does the one where her tails are split apart, you're fine to shoot away. But if they are together, you need to wait a second for her tails to start coming back up, otherwise her tails will negate the attack. I also found out in this fight you can get her stuck between the 2 trees, which made it super easy to get shots off on her. Now, this isn't foolproof, she can break away, so be careful if you try this. Sadly, I ran out of Amber Herbs, so I had to bludgeon her to death with my staff. Surprisingly, it was easier fight than I thought it was going to be, and I only ended up dying twice. With Notchka defeated, I ran over to Brightstone Cove and found the Mimic chest that has the Staff of Wisdom in it. Then a friendly green neighborhood Soulstuber stopped by to give me some advice on how to deal with the Mimic, and thinking I could trust JK Leeds, this night I opened the secret door to get Hush, killed another pursuer, and took on the Belfry Gargoyles. which ended up being a bit trickier than I thought. Surprisingly, those suckers are quick. What I think I should have done for this fight was use Soul Spear. I was so worried with only 3 uses that it wouldn't be enough to kill the bosses, but if I would have just used some herbs, I think I could have made this fight a lot easier. Either way, I did what any wizard would do and ran away for my life while shooting to pull off a first try. You know, like how Harry Potter would have done. With them defeated, I was able to get the level 1 Southern Ritual Band and get my intelligence to 75. Not even halfway through the game and I'm almost at 99. Feeling a bit confident, I decided I would go try the Lost Center. With my last run going really well against this boss, I didn't think I was going to have any issues. I had issues. The major mistake I made here was using Soul Spear Barrage. It's a great spell for bigger targets, but with the Lost Center being a bit starved, she wasn't an easy opponent to hit. So I finally got smart after my 6th death and switched to Great Heavy Soul Arrow. With that one simple change, I had no issues DPSing her down. Wanting to make up for that horrible loss, I went straight to the Prowling Magus and pulled off a world first, dying to the Congregation. Attempt 2, I made sure to murder all of them. Not kill, murder. I then beelined it through an army of spiders and hags to fight a giant spider hag, who repeatedly killed me 3 times to the point I needed to go farm torches. So I took out the Royal Rat Vanguard quickly to get access to the gutter where I could kill Torch Dude for torches. Well, that failed. So I took a detour to Door of Pharaohs to get a Faint Stone to infuse my staff with magic so it can do more damage. With that side objective done, I went to Huntsman's Copse to get more torches, to retake on Freya. In all honesty, I should have cleared this on my first try, because all you have to do is bait out her beam attack and then shoot the other head to kill her. No clue why this took me 4 tries. After beating Freya, I head over to the Black Gulch and killed 2 giants to get the Forgotten Key to access the DLC in a bit, and fought the Rodden while I was here, where Soul Barrage did okay. Not great, but okay. Was hoping the machine gun spell would be a bit better, but it is what it is. With that win, it gave me enough souls to get my intelligence to 99, and I only killed 13 bosses. I then hopped down the well, used the Forgotten Key to get the Witch Tree branch, which will be very important later on in this run, a new spell called Soul Vortex, and the key to the DLC. With Soul Vortex being an AoE spell, I figured there was no better boss to test it out on than the Royal Rat Authority. First attempt wasn't that great, the spell range was shorter than I expected, but my 3rd attempt I found this sweet spot to take out those rat dogs, and with the small fry taken care of, I shot the giant rabies-sized dog like Old Yeller, but this time without all the crying. Once done killing another dog because FromSoft has something against them for some reason, I headed over to the Sunken DLC to get some more Twinkling Titanite and a new spell called Focus Soul. Having grabbed those items, I got my staff to +4, and for some reason, I had a hankering to sniff some glue, so I trotted on over to Undead Purgatory to make my own, which should have been an easy process, but apparently the skeletons here were former PETA employees, and they did not like that idea. Sucks to be them though, because I got a magic gun and I am not afraid to use it. With PETA dealt with, I was finally able to make my fresh glue. Fresh glue always gives you the best high. And being high as a horse, I was ready for the Skeleton Lords, where I learned Soul Vortex was not that great. Come to find out, the main damage comes from the sphere in the center, and the outer rings don't do that much damage. Another cool looking spell that led to a bit of disappointment. FromSoft really likes making Soul Spear and Crystal Soul Spear the best options, I guess. Even with Soul Vortex low damage, I was able to use it to the best of its abilities to defeat the Skeleton Lords, and if you see me killing the boss with this staff just now, know you are high off a horse glue as well. Still being slightly high, I hit on Taylor Swift and convinced her to move on over to Majula. What can I say? Logan Jr. has a thing for sugar mamas. Once done chatting with T-Swift, I found the covetous demon, and then it was dead. Before taking on Mytha, it was time to kill Nachka a 2nd time for the ring. So I burned the aesthetic and used everything I learned from my previous fights to deal with her. But I do have to say, her now casting both of her spells at the same time scared the living shit out of me and filled me with joy at the same time. The fact that in the NG Plus cycle, her moveset changes like this was super cool and refreshing. Seriously, Miyazaki, do this in all of your future games, it will make NG Plus cycles actually interesting. With Nachka defeated, I can now have a total of 4 spell slots. And while I was in the area, I made sure to get the Lion's Mage set that helps with casting speed. Being set with some new spells and a new wardrobe, I walk into the Mytho fight, once again making the fatal mistake of trying out a new spell on a skinny bitch. Focus Soul is a cool looking attack, but with you needing all 4 beams to connect to do decent damage, it led to me dying twice. Probably great for thick bosses, but not for skinny ones like me. So I did what I always do, I just switched back to Soul Spear and Great Heavy Soul Arrow to win because God forbid I try something else to win in a fight for once. Getting access to Iron Keep, I did what any sane person would do. Run past all that shit to fight the boss, because fuck this area. Smelter Demon was one of the bosses that I thought I was going to struggle with on this run, but shockingly I was able to beat him on my first try. With not having to be right up on his junk, taking tick damage, and just being able to keep my distance, spamming spells, he went down rather quickly. I wish I could say the same for the blue Smelter Demon fights, but we'll be talking about that later on. With Smelter Demon dealt with, I was ready for his boss, the old Iron King. I knew this fight was going to be easy, so I decided to have a bit of fun. So I brought Soul Barrage and Soul Focus to mess around a bit. Astonishingly, Focus Soul and Soul Spear Barrage did really well on this fight. With me being able to hit multiple body parts, it just melted the old King's HP. Felt like I was having a Scarface moment.
Say hello to my little friend!
After becoming the new king of Iron Keep, it was time for Drain Lake Castle, where I became best friends with a ghost merchant, and scored another world first by dying to the Dragon Riders. Man, Logan Jr. might think he is better than his dad, but at least his dad didn't die on easy fights. It's fine though, I doubt it will happen again. Round 2, I did the impossible and killed the red Dragon Rider first, which made the blue Dragon Rider pull out his own halberd. I honestly thought he could only use a bow. Either way, he was still squishy, so a gun easily killed him. Now, having some souls, I could buy some wilted dusk herbs from my new ghost buddy. Feeling like I needed a bit more power, I brought Freya back to life to kill her again. I did this because when killing her in an NG Plus cycle, you will get the Old Pale Drake Soul, aka C, to be able to trade in for the Crystal Soul Spear, aka a Barrett M82 50 caliber sniper rifle, aka I make things go boom. While picking up a new spell to add to my arsenal, I acquired the Soul Greatsword, probably my favorite spell in the game. Nothing more badass than swinging a giant energy blade, as you can see. I came so close to skipping Looking Glass Knight's summoning phase, but tragically one of my Crystal Soul Spears and Great Sword slashes hit his shield, negating it. If it wasn't for that, I could have easily killed him before he summoned. But no worries, I popped some herbs and slashed his stomach wide open. No way he's coming back from that one. With now having access to Shrine of Amana, I grinded the knights here for 5 Twinkling Tie Knights to max out my staff, and while I was at it, I grinded the black leech looking things in the gulch for chunks to upgrade my armor. I then had the luxury of learning why everyone dislikes the Shrine of Amana. In my previous playthrough, I really didn't have any issues here, but this time the game decided to show me what I was missing out on. With not being able to level ADP and having a limited amount of spells, it made getting through this area hell. So I ran past everything because fuck this area. But it's still pretty, so calm your titties, DS2 stands. While in hell, I also picked up the Homing Crystal Soul Mass, which means I missed the normal one. Whoops. Next up on the list is the Demon Song, which I did not properly prepare for because I was running away from everything, like I do with all my life problems. The Demon Song was super chill. The second time I fought him. With him having an overly large size face, it made it easy to snipe him with Crystal Soul Spear, which took massive chunks of his health off. Why am I hitting him with my staff, you ask? I don't want to talk about it. After that, I had a small chit chat with Aldia about life and about him wanting to adopt a puppy or a kitten. He's still up in the air about it, but y'all let me know in the comments whether he should get a kitten or a puppy. Once done chatting, Felstat had his first win against me, continuing the theme of losing to easy bosses. But no worries, my soul homies made sure to take care of him in the second round. Now, starting to really feel the effects of low ADP, I jump on over to the old Iron King DLC to get the Simpleton's Ring to make my ADP slightly better. Also in the old Ring DLC, I made sure to pick up the Magic Clutch Ring, or in this game, the Sorcery Clutch Ring for some more damage. And I figured being down here, I should give Fume Knight a try. It didn't go so well. So, after my 6th death, I went to Aldia's Keep and made a big boo-boo by pulling this lever. You see, by pulling this lever, I let the Royal Sorcerer out, which means I can no longer get the spell Unleash Magic, which upon casting gives the user 20% more magic damage at the cost of 30% of your HP for 60 seconds. This right here would have made some of my future fights that I was extremely struggling with a lot easier. But my impulse to pull or push any button or lever got the better of me. As they say, curiosity killed the cat. So, after unintentionally handicapping myself this run, I grabbed Soul Geyser, and having this new spell that is essentially a bazooka, I tested it out on a trapped dragon. The PETA skeletons will not be happy about this one. With only 2 shots of the bazooka, I almost killed the guardian dragon. Finally, a new spell that I can use besides Crystal Soul Spear. Seeing how strong Soul Geyser was, I decided to use a bonfire aesthetic to get me a second one. Can't hurt to have 2 bazookas, which I kindly used on the Ancient Dragon. Come to find out, it's not that great on him, and Crystal Soul Spear did more damage. Fuck, so close to having a spell that could have been better. After that sad win, I traveled through time to fight the last giant. Oh, that's right, he doesn't know that yet. For the Giant Lord, I thought I could just hang out by his feet for some easy hits, but come to find out, it just made it easier for him to hit me. So when making it back to him, I saw that I could take him on from higher elevation, which made getting shots off much more doable. So doable, in fact, he died shortly afterwards. Well, I guess technically he doesn't die here, he's just defeated since he becomes the last giant. I don't know. Since I was already memory hopping, I hopped on over to the other 2 giants' memories to get the last 2 souls of a giant. To take on a dying, blind, semi-death, arthritis-aching old man with the limp of a king. It might look like I almost died here, but that's just the horse glue talking. Luckily this time I did not get another world first on Vendrick. After the Vendrick fight, I was running low on wilted dusk herbs, so I planned on doing some grinding, but thanks to Hikari from chat, I was able to learn that Aldia's Keep that you can have an infinite resources of bonfire aesthetics, wilted dusk herbs, and a bonus of Elizabeth mushrooms. All you have to do is have 2 brushes of yore and free these 2 guys, and they will permanently be unfrozen, so you can just repeatedly use the bonfire aesthetics in this area to get 2 of each said item. I still felt like I wasn't ready for Fume Knight yet, so I went kill Freya again for another Crystal Soul Spear. With now being able to have 6 shots and an infinite resource of pot, I was ready for Fume Knight. The plan here was to use a Bright Bug to help with damage, and anytime he would do a thrust attack to roll to the right side. If you roll into him, there's a very good chance the lingering hitboxes will get you. Surprisingly, Fume Knight doesn't have too many combo strings after attacking when you stay back, which made getting shots in phase 1 pretty easy. Except when he gets past half health and you think he's going to go into phase 2, but he decides to smack you in the face. For phase 2, it was pretty much the same, but I would usually wait for him to do his charge attack to get hits in or to pop some herbs. Now you can get shots in after his normal swings, but you need to make sure to be far back because if you're a bit too close, the 3rd hit will get you. But after 9 deaths, I was finally able to bring down the dual-wielding bastard. Feeling good after that win, I went straight to Blue Smelter Demon. Can't be too bad, right? The Red Smelter Demon, oh no. So that's 281 damage from a Crystal Soul Spear boosted by a Bright Bug. What the fuck, FromSoft? Come to find out, this giant blue pig has 80% magic resistance. Who in the hell thought that was a good idea? So, after dying 12 times, I decided I would come back later, so I hit up Smelter Demon's cousin, Sir Alone, to see how he feels about this situation. Apparently he's on Team FromSoft. Catching his drift, I went take on Alana instead. This fight right here I was anticipating to be one of the hardest, but it ended up being one of the easiest. Thanks to some RNGesus luck, she summoned her skeletons first. Upon seeing this, I took advantage of this and made sure to keep one of them alive so that it would prolong her from summoning another ad. If you kill her summons immediately, she will usually just summon another one to take its place, but by me leaving it alive, she will wait longer to summon backup, which gave me enough time to kill her before she could summon Velstadt. With Alana being next door neighbors with Sin, it made sense to take him on next. The first attempt didn't go so well, but round 2 I got my footing. The strategy here was pretty simple, just stay back and bait out his Fire Breath attack and get free hits in. That's all it took to beat Sin, the Slumbering Dragon. I was still not ready for the Blue Smelter Demon, so I went to Ilium Lois to take on Ava, who decided to use me as her personal play toy. Someone wants to tell me why the Tiger fight was more challenging than the Dragon fight? At this point, I realized maybe 13 ADP wasn't going to be good enough, so I went farm some peasants for their clothes since each piece helped increase ADP. Since I was already doing some chores, I figured I would pick up a few things for the Blue Smelter Demon fight. First off, I got Dark Fog to inflict poison on the big guy, but it needs 14 phases to use it. So I went over to the Spice Merchant to lower it down to 5 so that I could use it. But, come to find out, the lowest you can lower a spell requirement to is to 10. I did not know this, and I thought I could get it to go all the way down to 1, but apparently that's not the case. So I ended up using a cool feature that DS2 has, where you can revive dead NPCs for some souls to bring back Licha to buy the Ring of Prayer, which gives me +5 to Faith, which will allow me to have 10 in Faith to use Dark Fog. With doing all that prep for Blue Smelter Demon, I figured I would go try him again. So the play for this fight is to use Witch Tree Branch, which has the highest casting speed, to get Dark Fog off faster, and use the Staff of Wisdom on the other hand to do chip damage with Soul Spear. A very easy and simple plan to kill the boss. That took me 8 attempts to pull off, which brought my death count total to Blue Smelter Demon to 20. Even with a strategy this simple that is practically impossible to fuck up, I will find a way to do so. After that fight, I came to the conclusion I will probably need to come up with a new strategy for Sur Alone and Ava. So I went to work. I hit up my Sugar Mama, T-Swift for some Titanite shards, and a Faint Stone to make a +10 magic infused dagger, since with only 3 strength, this is pretty much the only thing I can use. I then went over to Dragon Shrine to get Crystal Magic Weapon, and this is all I'm going to need to beat Sur Alone. See, my previous fight, I was struggling with getting cast off on him to get hits, so I figured why not bring a knife to a katana fight. You might be thinking this would make the fight harder, but it actually made it quite easier. I did die 3 times trying this, but that was on me for not timing some of my rolls properly. With the dagger being quick and it being boosted by Crystal Magic Weapon and a Bright Bug, I was able to dish out some decent damage. With a little bit of rolling and a little bit of stabbing, Sur Alone went down after 8 attempts. Seeing how well this did, I figured it would work great against Ava. It did not work great against Ava. What I ended up having to do was just switch to Crystal Soul Spear and get good. And by get good, I ran away like a chicken shooting until I won. Easy peasy. With Ava defeated, I was ready for the Ivory King, and yes, I decided to use the soldiers for this fight. In technicality, they are not summons. There is no summon sign to summon them. I see them as part of the mechanic for this fight, just like the lighting the fires for the Lost Sinner, so I'm okay with using them in my runs. Now, with that said, this fight was extremely rough. With having to deal with the army first and then the Ivory King, it led to me dying 12 times, and these weren't short fights either. I would make it to the Ivory King phase every time, making each round about 8 minutes long. What I ended up having to do is keep my Halbert soldier close to full health so that when the king comes out, he is distracted longer so that I can get some free shots in. But that alone wasn't going to lead me to victory. This time, I really did have to get good. I actually had to learn the Ivory King's moveset to be able to get hits off or to even pop a herb or Estus. Until it all finally came together for me to just get cucked by the game, because why not give the damn boss super armor on his fucking grab moves? As you can tell, I am still salty about this, but fortunately for me, I was able to beat him on my next attempt after that. With that done, I needed an easy win, so I cheesed the Three Stooges. In fairness, I do think this is the intelligent thing to do. With that, I was only left with the Frigid Outskirts, where I did use summons to try and help me across. Emphasis on the try part. Hell, OBS was having enough of this that my second source recording without chat even called it quits here. So, for the rest of Dark Souls 2, chat will be up on screen. The frigid outskirts got so bad, I caved and snorted some crack to zoom all the way to the boss, because if I didn't do it, I would have just skipped Lud and Zolid, which, in hindsight, I should have. This fight might be the worst fight in the game. Having to deal with two bosses that just don't seem to be programmed to be an actual duo fight, and for the damn last one to get a buff and a heal is just utterly disgusting. You can honestly tell the devs here expected you to use summons for this fight and didn't intend for the players to take it on solo, which led to me racking up a total of 23 deaths. And once again, these were not slow fights either. Some fights lasted over 5 minutes. I'll just be honest, there was no strategy here. It was simply get lucky and kill Lud as fast as possible. When both tigers are out, you can get lucky that they won't stay on top of each other, but most of the time they'll both be bum rushing you, which meant death 95% of the time. Truthfully, after finally winning, I was hard debating never doing this fight ever again because I just don't think it's a good fight, but we'll have to see what the future holds. After that horrible fight, I needed a palate cleanser, so I went to Dark Lurker, who apparently is super weak to magic because damn, 1050 without Brightbug is kind of nuts for a late game boss. Sadly, even with him being super weak, I had a bit of bad luck. On the first round, I got slightly nipped, which killed me, but the worst of all was on round 2, where I killed Dark Lurker, but he still got to cast his spell after dying and killed me, and you might think it's like DSIII and 3, where if you kill them first, you win. Nope, because they were sure as hell dead before they killed me, and I still lost. Apparently this is a rare bug, or I hope it's a bug, because if this is a feature where a boss can still do an attack or a spell after being dead, that's just fucked up. So I made sure on the third round to be extra careful when killing him this time. With DS2 wanting to continuously stress me out, I beelined it straight for the final fights. So upon beating the shit out of Throne Defender, apparently Throne Watcher wasn't happy about that and proceeded to smack the shit out of me. Okay, bitch. I see you. Say hello to my big friend. With Throne Defender's bodyguard dealt with, he went down shortly after. Then Nashandra appeared, and then she disappeared. Then I did the impossible. Out of all 7 billion people on this planet, no one has ever done this before. I died to Aldia. But my greatness doesn't stop there. I did it a second time, and even better, a third time, but even better, a fourth time by walking off an edge. Now that I'm done busting my own balls, I did eventually kill Aldia. It just took longer than I would want to admit to. With that, Logan Jr.'s bizarre adventure comes to an end. He became king of the realm, married Taylor Swift for her money, and they end up having a son together named Logan Jr. Jr. Not the third, but Jr. Jr. And with that, it is time for his adventure through Lothric. For the starting class, I of course went with Sorcerer again, but this time the 16 in Attunement gives me 2 spell slots. Seems like Dark Souls 3 wanted to meet in the middle of 1 and 2. Starting off, Logan Jr. Jr. woke up from a long nap, grabbed some Gatorade, and took on Gundyr 1.0, who I bullied to death by using a little 22 pump action rifle. With Gundyr defeated, I ransacked Firelink Shrine for some goodies, leveled my intelligence up to 19, and hopped on over to the Great Wall of China to pick up some Titanite shards and a Estus shard. Then used the shards I collected to upgrade my staff to +2 and use the Estus shards for some more mana recovery. With just those few things, I was ready for Vort. Funny enough, you can just fight Vort the same way you would if you were using a close range weapon. It's most likely easier this way to get hits off with spells because with how big Vort is, being that close, it would be pretty hard to miss. Once he entered his second phase and was doing his Frost Breath attack, I just made sure to break his head for the Visceral. After that, it only took a few shots to take him down. From here, I team up with a Hermit who will give me 5 free levels if I die 15 times. Combining this with the souls I just got brings my intelligence to 29. I then make my way through Undead Settlement, collecting some more Titanite shards, and met a fellow nap enjoyer, who helped me kill a giant fire demon for some souls, and of course I had to drink with him to celebrate. After that fun little bonding activity, I pick up the Calamity Ring since DS3 decided to keep the stamina consumption upon using a spell from DS2. Thanks, Dark Souls 3. Having some spare change, I bought Soul Greatsword from a goth chick, thinking it would be amazing like it was in DS2. That was not the case. Upon using it, it didn't do that great of damage, but worse, it used a crap ton of mana, which ended up leaving me in a pickle for Curse Rotted Greatwood at the end of the fight. Well, at least Logan Jr. went out the way he would have wanted to go. So, after that little mishap, I freed Grey Rat because I will be needing to buy an important item from him after he scavenges 2 times. In the meantime, I walk on over to the Road of Sacrifice to get the Sage Ring to help with casting speed and befriend Professor Snape so I can learn some new spells. I then head on over to Farron Keep to get the Golden Scroll, the Sage Scroll, and most importantly the Dust Crown for the sweet 10% increase to magic damage. Once done shopping at Farron Keep, I head up my Potion Professor for some new spells. The one I'm most interested in trying out is Pestilent Mist, so I figured our old friend the Asylum Demon would be great for that. The cool thing about Pestilent Mist is that it does percent base damage in accordance to how much health the enemy has. The trade-off to this strong effect is that it can do the same thing to you. A double-edged sword, as some would say, but that's only a downside if you suck. Which sucks because I suck. Moving on, I pick up some large Titanite shards in the area to get my staff to +4 and poop some... and pop some souls I had on me to get my intelligence to 37. With an arsenal of new spells and a new outfit, I was ready for the Abyss Watchers. I thought it would be fun to try out Fair and Hail since I have never used it before. Apparently I didn't learn from my previous mistakes in the last 2 runs. So after 2 failed attempts of trying to use it, I got smart and just used Great Heavy Soul Arrow and Great Soul Arrow, and sure enough I won by doing this. I tried to get away from the basic bitch spells, but they keep pulling me back in. With that, I popped their souls and leveled my intelligence to 43. Still wanting to kill a boss with a new spell, I equipped the Farron Flash Sword, and I have to say, I really like this spell. It almost feels like I'm using a lightsaber with how fast it attacks, and it deals decent damage at that. With defeating the Curse Rotted Greatwood, I had enough souls to buy Dark Hand. You might be thinking this is a weird purchase, but with Dark Hand's 0 stat requirement and good base damage, it is a great weapon to use on bosses with high sorcery resistance, like the Crystal Sage. The only thing holding the Dark Hand back is Logan Jr.'s heritage of losing to easy bosses. Sadly, this curse also affects Jr., but as per usual, the second round was much better, and I was able to guess where the real Crystal Sage was this time to earn the W. After obtaining the crystal on Gundyr 1.0, who I bullied to death by using a little 22 pump action rifle. With Gundyr defeated, I ransacked Firelink Shrine for some goodies, leveled my intelligence up to 19, and hopped on over to the Great Wall of China to pick up some Titanite shards and a Estus shard. Then used the shards I collected to upgrade my staff to +2 and use the Estus shards for some more mana recovery. With just those few things, I was ready for Vort. Funny enough, you can just fight Vort the same way you would if you were using a close range weapon. It's most likely easier this way to get hits off with spells because with how big Vort is, being that close, it would be pretty hard to miss. Once he entered his second phase and was doing his Frost Breath attack, I just made sure to break his head for the Visceral. After that, it only took a few shots to take him down. From here, I team up with a Hermit who will give me 5 free levels if I die 15 times. Combining this with the souls I just got brings my intelligence to 29. I then make my way through Undead Settlement, collecting some more Titanite shards, and met a fellow nap enjoyer, who helped me kill a giant fire demon for some souls, and of course I had to drink with him to celebrate. After that fun little bonding activity, I pick up the Calamity Ring since DS3 decided to keep the stamina consumption upon using a spell from DS2. Thanks, Dark Souls 3. Having some spare change, I bought Soul Greatsword from a goth chick, thinking it would be amazing like it was in DS2. That was not the case. Upon using it, it didn't do that great of damage, but worse, it used a crap ton of mana, which ended up leaving me in a pickle for Cursed Rotted Greatwood at the end of the fight. Well, at least Logan Jr. went out the way he would have wanted to go. So after that little mishap, I freed Grey Rat because I will be needing to buy an important item from him after he scavenges 2 times. In the meantime, I walk on over to the Road of Sacrifice to get the Sage Ring to help with casting speed and befriend Professor Snape so I can learn some new spells. I then head on over to Farron Keep to get the Golden Scroll, the Sage Scroll, and most importantly the Dust Crown for the sweet 10% increase to magic damage. Once done shopping at Farron Keep, I head up my Potion Professor for some new spells. The one I'm most interested in trying out is Pestilent Mist, so I figured our old friend the Asylum Demon would be great for that. The cool thing about Pestilent Mist is that it does percent base damage in accordance to how much health the enemy has. The trade-off to this strong effect is that it can do the same thing to you. A double-edged sword, as some would say, but that's only a downside if you suck. Which sucks because I suck. Moving on, I pick up some large Titanite shards in the area to get my staff to +4 and pop some souls I had on me to get my intelligence to 37. With an arsenal of new spells and a new outfit, I was ready for the Abyss Watchers. I thought it would be fun to try out Fair and Hail since I've never used it before. Apparently I didn't learn from my previous mistakes in the last 2 runs. So after 2 failed attempts of trying to use it, I got smart and just used Great Heavy Soul Arrow and Great Soul Arrow, and sure enough I won by doing this. I tried to get away from the basic bitch spells, but they keep pulling me back in. With that, I popped their souls and leveled my intelligence to 43. Still wanting to kill a boss with a new spell, I equipped the Farron Flash Sword, and I have to say, I really like this spell. It almost feels like I'm using a lightsaber with how fast it attacks, and it deals decent damage at that. With defeating the Cursed Rotted Greatwood, I had enough souls to buy Dark Hand. You might be thinking this is a weird purchase, but with Dark Hand's 0 stat requirement and good base damage, it is a great weapon to use on bosses with high sorcery resistance, like the Crystal Sage. The only thing holding the Dark Hand back is Logan Jr.'s heritage of losing to easy bosses. Sadly, this curse also affects Jr., but as per usual, the second round was much better, and I was able to guess where the real Crystal Sage was this time to earn the W. After obtaining the Crystal Sage's soul, I traded it in for Crystal Hail, which I thought the perfect boss to test it out on would be the Deacons of the Deep. Conclusion, it sucks. Second conclusion, FromSoft really struggles with making new spells that are actually viable. The real ball crusher here was how hard the Deacons were. Normally the Deacons of the Deep are not that bad, but with them having high sorcery resistance, Dark Hand needing to be right in their cooch to hit them, and being as brittle as wet toilet paper, it didn't take much to kill me. Oh, I also found out their Dark Orb attack can go through the pillar, so you can go fuck yourself, Miyazaki. So after 5 deaths, the plan became use Pestilent Mist to not only hurt the boss, but also weaken the ugly bastards protecting him, and then use Dark Hand when I had an opportunity to hit. One day, FromSoft will learn gank boss fights are not fun. One day. With the Deacons of Dix dead, I use their souls to get Deep Soul and proceed to never use it. I then do a little shortcut here in the catacombs. For the skip, you don't need Spook, you could do it without it. I highly recommend this skip. It makes going through this area a bit more tolerable. Once done finishing this skip, it was time for Walnir, where I finally found a use for Fair and Hail and Soul Greatsword. Probably would have been easier to use the stronger spells, but I wanted to have a bit of fun here. From here, we get the very cinematic view of Irithyll the Boral Valley, and then I kill Pontiff's dog just because I could. With the pupper dealt with, I used one of the best spells in the game, Hidden Body, to get one of the best rings in the game, Magic Clutch Ring. Now, with having access to the Irithyll dungeon, I have a bit of prep work to do. First on the list, I get the Jailbreaker's key so that I can open the side door in the dungeon to get Bellowing Dragon Crest ring. Secondly, I make my way to the Profane Capital to go to the underground swamp area to get Grandpa Logan's catalyst from a Mimic's chest, and kill this Logan imposter for Grandpa Logan's scroll. With this scroll, I can now get Soul Spear and Homing Soul Mass. Thirdly, I help out my napping buddy on a couple of occasions until he moves on over to Irithyll the Boral Valley. With Onion Knight over there, I can send Greyrat to pillage for a second time without him dying. But I need to kill a boss to make him come back. So I went on over to the old Demon King. And as you can see, I was not lying about me sucking. Really, he wasn't that bad. All I did was run away, setting up Pestilent Mist traps for him to walk into while I shoot him with Soul Spear. And after about 2 minutes of doing this, he went down. With that done, I can complete the third task by buying Scholar's Candlestick. Scholar's Candlestick is a faith dagger, but its special perk is that it increases all magic damage, not just miracles, by 10%. So, by just having this in my left hand, I will get 10% more damage. Combining this with Dusk Crown, Magic Clutch, Lloyd Sword Ring, Bellowing, and Young Dragon Ring, that would give me a 77% boost in sorcery damage, and if you trade out Lloyd Sword Ring for RTSR, that would be an 87% boost in damage. Sorcery can be really good in this game, but it just takes a little bit of prep work to do so. For the fourth task, I save Carla to be able to get dark sorcery spells for later. And now for the fifth and final task. I stop the Ballista in Smoldering Lake to collect large Titanite shards and pick up a chunk at Irithyll Dungeon to get my new staff to +7. With all that prep work done with, I felt ready for Yorm the Giant. My first strategy was to go in with Pestilent Mist while I snipe at his head. But that didn't really work out as planned, so I switched over to how I deal with him with melee, where I bait out his slam attack, but this time I could shoot his head and not his arms for bigger damage, and when I would get the break, that's when I was able to dish out the really big damage. Unfortunately, I did die 4 times, but that was on me for bad positioning. Overall, really wasn't that bad for not having been able to use Storm Ruler. After beating Yorm, I leveled my intelligence to 57 and felt ready to dance with Dancer. For this fight, I decided to go with Homing Soul Mass and Great Heavy Soul Arrow. The reason I went with Great Heavy over Soul Spear was because of mana cost, because I thought this was going to be a long fight, but I was happily wrong. With all the rings on with Scholar's Candlestick, I did great damage. If I would have known this, I would have brought Soul Spear instead, because even without it, I almost killed Dancer before she could go into her second phase. And I'm pretty positive with Soul Spear, I would have been able to do it. So, I am happy to say, I first tried Dancer. From here, I collect some chunks in the Consumed King's Garden and Lothrich's Castle to get my staff to +9. With having some extra souls, I also bought Dark Edge and Infinity from Carla. Seeing how well it was a bit too fast to use Pestilent Mist, especially with my low amount of health. Sadly, it ended up taking me 23 attempts to finally pull this off. There's probably a better strategy for this, but I could not figure it out at the time. With FromSoft's biggest regret dealt with, I leveled my intelligence to 84, failed at a speedrunner skip, found out Sir Velhelm knows Vow of Silence and was not happy to see that, but had no issues. I then turned a wheel to fight Sister Frida. Sister Frida was the one boss in the DS3 run that chat kept telling me that it was going to be the hardest or the toughest, but that was not the case. She was actually not very hard at all. On my first attempt, I made it all the way to her 3rd phase, and the death after that was because I wasn't paying attention and walked into Father's attack. But on lucky attempt number 3, she went down pretty quickly. First phase, just had to stay back and use Great Heavy and Crystal Soul Mass, which, funny enough, can find her when she's invisible. For phase 2, I made sure to have Storyteller on me to use Poison on Father to speed up the fight, and just kept a safe distance shooting at him until he died. For phase 3, I found if I stay far away from her, I could bait out her jump attack, which I could just roll under and shoot her from behind, and with those simple steps, I was able to beat Sister Frida on my 3rd attempt. After that pleasantly chill fight, I found out for the first time that there is a Hermit Merchant right at the beginning at Dredge Heap. Never noticed him before on my last 2 runs. Once done chatting with the Hermit, I ran from some evil sniper angels to fall to my death, because I'm just that good. After failing for a bit, I finally made it to the Demon Prince, who, to come to find out, is the one who I should have been afraid of all along, because these bad boys' sorcery resistance is a bit nuts. Especially during the 2nd phase, my damage was halved pretty much. I also didn't realize how easy I had it before in the 2nd phase with using melee, because I usually kill the boss pretty quickly, but this time I ran into a bit of a problem. With never really having to learn its moveset, I was forced to figure it out here. For the first phase, it was straightforward, just go after the demon in pain first, and then go for demon from below, but after killing the second demon, I would cast Pestilent Mist so that when the second phase starts, the boss will start to take tick damage. So, the two crucial things I learned in this second phase was when you see the fireball attack, make sure to run to your right and roll before it lands to dodge it. Before this, I was trying to roll towards the attack, and it didn't work out too well. The second thing is when he does his Superman punch, just roll backwards. Another attack that I thought I could just roll forward to dodge. After learning these two things, it made the fight a lot easier. But the real MVP was using green blossoms to help with stamina recovery to be able to make it across the arena when the Demon Prince does his beam attack. Not too bad, right? We'll just ignore me dying 25 times and call it a first try. Sounds good? Sounds good. With the Demon Prince dead, I made my way to Orlando 2.0, used Hidden Body to sneak past everybody, to just get lost in a spiral staircase. This is what happens when you take too long of a break from a game. After finally solving the staircase puzzle, I found Midir, used a bit of mist on him, and slapped him silly, but I wasn't done with him yet. I found his scaly ass and taught him a lesson. Ignore that. Alright, I'm just going to get this out of the way. I died 18 times here. Should have been 7, but on attempt 8, I got too close to the beam attack and then ended up nipping. But enough death talk, let's talk about how I beat this son of a bitch. Really, it was simple. Wait for him to do his beam attack in phase 1 and use Pestilent Mist to get some tick damage off. And after that, just shoot Crystal Soul Spear from a distance. Phase 2, on the other hand, things got a bit tricky with him running away and him doing his own homing soul mass attack. But it was still pretty much the same tactic. Wait for the beam attack to do the Pestilent Mist and shoot him with Crystal Spear when I had the chance. Sadly, as you can already tell, this wasn't that easy for me to execute. So I said fuck it and went full balls to walls using RTSR and every possible item I had to increase my damage. Now, this isn't the smartest play. The smart play would have been to have used Soul Stream to try and hit multiple body parts for multiple hits. But at this time, I thought it would have been too slow, so I just stuck with what I had, and after an hour of trying this crazy idea, I finally won. After beating Midir, I traded in his soul for Old Moonlight. Now, what's next on the list? Ah, yes, there was Half-Light. If you didn't think I wasn't going to cheese him after that fiasco with Midir, you are sorely mistaken. Embracing the cheese at this point, did you know you can cheese Gale? During his second phase, he can teleport, which if you walk under this building as he does it, you can get him stuck up there, allowing you to freely hit him. Now, do be careful about this because he can get out once he goes into his third phase. So, in the first phase, I just used Poison from Storyteller and Great Heavy Sorrow to get him to his second phase to do the cheese. I then use the Pestilent Mist and the Poison to help with tick damage, and then proceed to shoot him with the Crystal Soul Spear. Funny enough, at the last second he did get out, but he ended up dying from the tick damage shortly after, so I had nothing to worry about. It did take me 5 tries to pull this off, but it was worth it to show off the cheese. With that said, I finally hit 99 in intelligence, pick up Soul Stream, and place the heads of the Lords of Cinder to take on Soul of Cinder, who for once I had an easy time with. For this fight, I equipped Dark Moon Ring so that I can use Soul Stream, Great Heavy Sorrow, and most importantly, Old Moonlight. I honestly thought by doing this I would have made the fight a lot harder, but weirdly it didn't. Old Moonlight did great damage and it can be used as a melee or as a projectile. Now the projectile does do less damage, but still very useful. Then there was Soul Stream. So the reason I waited this long to use this spell was because I thought it was going to be too slow to use, but with Witch Tree Branch, it really wasn't that bad and made me regret not using it in a few other fights like Midir and Nameless. Sadly, I did not get the first try due to me not rolling soon enough, but second time was the charm. For phase 1, I used Old Moonlight to get some melee hits in during his sword phase, and when he would transform, I would use Great Heavy Soul Arrow to keep my distance for an easy kill. For phase 2, I switched to using Soul Stream and Great Heavy. Anytime Soul of Cinder would do his anime move, I would use Soul Stream to take massive amounts of HP off, and use Great Heavy to get some quick hits in. and I'm happy to say I was able to finish this run off with a Kamehameha. No better way to finish an intelligence-only trilogy run, if I do say so myself. Oh man, 3 games, 3 runs in 1 video was a lot harder than I expected, but I did enjoy it. With that said, I would like to thank my channel supporters. If you too would like to support the channel or have your name in the video, you can click the Patreon link in the description or click the YouTube join button. I also from time to time stream my runs, so you can catch me streaming on YouTube or over on Twitch at Kane Gaming. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care.
Hello? Do not be fooled. Okay, so he's still here. He's just invisible. All right, close my eyes for 5 seconds. If I turn around, oh my God, he's gone. He is magic. Do not be fooled, he said. And there go his souls. So that's how he gets to New Londo. Oh. How to play. Normal. Lerpisk. It does not mean to fight. It's almost ineffective against tin and weed. Wait, but hostile. Open the skin. That is what it does. What are you gonna drop? He's gonna drop me. Wow, what a life lesson.
Honey.
Uh-oh. Is that a reoccurring theme with characters sitting down? Okay, be careful. Hey, grab onto... Here, grab my hand. No! Before we talk to him, he's just gonna fall to the ground. And he goes... Oh, the stupid voices. I love it. That one's tail fell off already. Did you notice that? He's like a sick cat. Freaking Gargoyle Bell. Oh my God, Gargoyle Bell. Oh my God, Gargoyle Bell. Give me that goddamn hair chester. What the? Holy shit, the damage. I mean, Solaire's doing some fucking damage too, though. Good job, great son. Men are unstable. Hey! How dare you? That was written by BuzzFeed. The body contains some black spices, racist. Double people are incredible. Use 2 people to meet and change. Lots of HP. The black spirit is known as the race of mankind. However, he does not know much about the true nature. If the soul is the source of life, and then change to man. I like how it leaves a question mark at the end, like, that's the greatest thing ever written. Wait, this guy already sounds kind of odd. I wonder what he's gonna sound like now. It's just gonna skip through his voice. Oh, hey there.
Take it safely. I'm ready to share some tips.
Aww, look at the circle. On, what is this? Losing a relationship now. Yeah. Oh, this guy sells free wine. How much is this? 100? Oh, I can only buy 1. Oh man. These are all worth it though. Except, does Sound give me one in the Sound? I'm gonna make so much cash. Like, that was me like buying Doge in real life. Doge. Okay, morning news. Dogecoin, you know, buy that money and you just get it back. Wait, why am I running back? I have, when you walk home. Why would I walk home when I can teleport there? Look at all them souls. I doubled my souls. That's called investing, you guys. I learned that word yesterday.
Nevertheless, depending on the operation depends on the company.
Okay. Depending on the operation depends on the company. I'd say that's pretty accurate. To life. Arturo, submit. God damn it, Arturo, we need to submit. Important routine instructions and a key, huh? Take a little bit of the pumpkin juice? Okay. Did I just fucking hear?
They have rejected their arms and riches, but every piece of metal is yours. Strength, low work control, selected time. You can only ask if you are not the same Corundum. The beauty of the army is not. It is not.
The things he's saying aren't that weird.
Start with a certificate. If you forget your wish, you can another question. This country is ugly and wrong. You will not have to enjoy me at night without interest. Service?
Was that a prostitution joke? What the fuck was that? And It started off normal, and he had me for about 80% of that. The last 20% or so. I swear to God, I saw the left side of his face go droopy. By the way, this goes from fight. Quailana Izali, the pyromancy beginning of a night. He was Black Cabin. The castle is also offered by shooting. Holocaust and other poison. Go! Did not think it would mention the Holocaust. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't think I would see that word in a Dark Souls mod. Oh, it's Green Lake. Wow. Where are you? Oh, there's Green Lake. Green Lake, are you going for that insta? What did you just shoot? Are you defective? Ew! Look at Green. Help me! I don't know what's wrong. It's blood. Oh, I'm dying. We need to take her to the vet. Oh my God! It looks like it hurts. So that's an interesting thing to have. I could tank that. Oh. Wow, the randomizer or whatever just crippled the boss completely. It literally can't do anything. It's time to stop. Oh. Oh. I forgot that magic is also randomized for me. Handbags by Anor London. That legitimately sounds like a company, you know? Anor London is making the most fashionable handbags. That's what you tell a dog. Come on, boy, make bark. And then you hit in the snout. And then usually it bites your arm off and rips out your throat. And then you wake up and it's a nightmare. Or is that just me?
There is an old church. Support the church, which is within you. Here are 2 ways to ban the planet.
Oh, okay.
I'm Gary Darkroot. Do not be fooled by information culture with me. I am you are an organization, but we? How?
What are you saying? Not a big person. And performance. Cool, I got both. I got What's-Her-Face's pants. The young man to the car. White soldier. The back piece is a knife. She is a woman. Yellow circular pendant. Yesterday. The landscape. Pan. Beautiful. Holy shit. Oh. A blue pen. That's not a pen. Holy shit, the moon. Whoa! Oh my God. Wow, and here I thought he was gonna be crippled. No! Okay, I think I need to be way, way stronger. I have lightning too. Uh-oh. Is that pestilent mercury? What is that? I don't think it's anything. Okay, he can still bite. Dude, if in the last second right there he would have shot the moonlight things like the Hydra, I would have been not only angry at myself, but angry at the person I've become and will be. Whoa, that does damage. Dragon. Oh my God, I'm not going to be able to go back down that way. A big fireball. Yes, that is what it is. The creator is a permanent cat dragon. Holy shit, that's cool. A cat dragon? And the legend of Stone Woman Havel. Havel is a female. Dragon's teeth are never over. It's harder than rocks and gives you a player. Opposition to magic and fire. They made Havel waifu. I got its plaster. What the fuck? Okay. I got his dragon too. Aw, it shoots a little crystal. It fucking shoots the very good thing. Are you kidding me? That's one of the weirdest. That's the weirdest one yet. Oh my God. bad. That's what it says when it dies. The government. What armor is this? I legitimately have never seen this armor.
And all the definitions involving the word undercover involve the use of a assumed name, a cover identity, or an alias identity. Pappas is just rolling around an early 90s surfer chic, while Johnny Utah is literally introducing himself as Johnny Utah, former football star.
Johnny Utah, the Ohio State Buckeyes all-conference, remember?
The only thing Johnny's not doing is disclosing his relationship with the FBI. So does that matter? Well, I mean, not really. Except that if it's a true undercover operation, then a bunch of additional safeguards and authorizations are required by the FBI. So let's just chalk this one up to Pappas being long in the tooth and knowing how to game the system, so there are fewer bureaucratic hoops to jump through.
It takes time. We produced a few...
No! Let me tell you what you've produced. Over the last 2 weeks, you two have produced exactly squat! During which time, the ex-presidents have robbed 2 more banks!
Hey, they just robbed 2 more banks. So they're what, up to the high 20s now, right? So here's a question for you. Is that RICO?
Rico. Suave.
And by RICO, I mean the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, a federal law governing organized crime. The reality is arguably yes. And the reason is all these robberies, each one counts as a predicate act for RICO, and this whole organization is probably an enterprise in fact, etc., etc. But here's the reality. In the end, the analysis doesn't matter. The reason is because the sentencing guidelines for these armed bank robberies individually, and then especially when you start stacking them consecutively, likely far exceed anything you're going to get out of a RICO prosecution.
You two are done making out. I need to talk to you.
What's this fucking narco entrapment or what, dude?
Not exactly, dude. Oh, shit. Making a wig for my girlfriend.
Thank you. Fucking, that's a narc, man. Dude, he cut my hair.
Okay, we just have to ask the question. Did Pappas just commit a crime against this Pauly Shore knockoff? Well, technically, yes, because technically, under California law, what Pappas just did is a battery under 242 PC, a willful and unlawful touch that is harmful or offensive. And for Pappas, unfortunately, it is not a defense that it was part of some harebrained investigation, pun intended. Hey, it's Anthony Kiedis, lead singer of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He's right there.
FBI gorgeous.
Back up!
Phone, squid brain.
Oh, God!
Okay, I mean, it's not even worth going through just how many crimes were committed. And no, there are no legal defenses. Just be real. Mostly, I'm kind of offended that apparently only 4 agents were assigned to execute a search warrant on the suspected home of a violent and armed gang of bank robbers. There is one thing that I'm kind of offended that apparently only 4 agents were assigned to execute a search warrant on the suspected home of a violent and armed gang of bank robbers. There is one thing that offends me more, and that is what possible probable cause exists to execute a search warrant on this house. We have 3 things at this point. 1, this is a group of people who surf at the correct beach based on chemical analysis of hair. 2, they have a demonstrated willingness to engage in violence. And 3, you have an unwitting informant, Bodhi, who says they're a bunch of, Nazi jerks who like to get in fights.
Nazi assholes.
That is not probable cause. That's barely reasonable suspicion, if that. There is no way, not even for the most cynical defense attorney, to tell me that a magistrate judge would sign off on that. Just no way.
Well, I finally got him wanting to play Wheel of Fortune with me so I can find out who the suppliers is, and you cowboys show up.
Here's a record of suspects' movements for every day over the last 3 months.
All I want to know, smart guy, okay? All I want to know is how are these guys robbing Tarzana City National Bank on August 2nd when they were in Fort Lauderdale August 2nd? When you figure that out?
So this really is something that should and would have been dealt with by the vast FBI, Department of Justice bureaucracy. Dietz is an undercover employee doing undercover operations, and because of that, there's certain high levels of coordination and authorization. Those high levels are designed specifically to avoid situations like this. Now, that's not to say that things like this can't happen, but they're made more unlikely based on all those layers of information sharing, approvals, etc. This really shouldn't have happened. But since this was a bogus search warrant anyway, let's just say it's believable.
God damn! FBI!
The more serious harm of the kidnapped Tyler getting murdered in a few hours. So do these defenses apply to Johnny Utah? Does he either have the defense of duress or the defense of necessity? I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that Johnny Utah is in great shape with either defense, and here's why. First of all, it's not at all clear that Johnny is himself being threatened with immediate harm. No one is holding a gun to his head. The threat is to Tyler. And that threat is a couple hours away. Moreover, Johnny probably has an adequate legal alternative to robbing the bank, namely running away and calling the police, or attacking one of the robbers. So unlike the example of a flood or a dam, where the option presented is fairly binary, here Johnny actually has a few options. As for duress, remember that duress has a degree of immediacy to it. If you don't commit the crime, someone will be serious.
Used your words instead.
Well, how about I used my asshole and I've put it onto your hard cock that I noticed right there and moves my asshole up and down on your hard while you're stuck in cement.
Sonic's eyes go wide in horror and disgust. What the hell? No, absolutely not. That's just no on
This
so many
person's
levels.
such a pussy.
Get your ass away from me, or I swear, I'll kick it so hard you'll be tasting my shoe for weeks.
Well, that's not gonna work out well for
anything.
you. You're trapped in concrete, dude. That's the whole issue to begin with. So, go ahead. You can admit if you're feeling silly right now for saying that.
Sonic grits his teeth, trying to control the frustration boiling inside him. All right, I'll admit it. I look like a fool now, but that doesn't change the fact that I don't want your back door anywhere near me.
Okay, I shouldn't laugh. That's rude. Okay, shatters all the concrete around your feet so you're free to move again. How about I make it up to you and we go get like a couple like junior baconators from Wendy's?
Sonic rubs his feet, grateful to be free again. Fine, a truce then. That sounds acceptable. Just no more weird stuff, okay?
Sonic, that was really awesome eating all that Wendy's food together, and I ate one too many baconators, and dang it, I gained like 500 pounds. I'm gonna need you to roll me like a monkey ball outside of the building because I'm too fat to move.
Sonic looks at you, his expression a mixture of disbelief and amusement. Really, mate? You want me to roll you like a monkey ball? You're taking this a bit too far, aren't you?
I just want to say, I like that Sonic was like, I'm here with my friends, Sonic and Tails. It's like, we're gonna save the day, stop Egg Butt, and now he just keeps talking about cock and fucking and shit. It's like, I'll give it. It's like Sonic, you're a pervert. Tell him he's a pervert.
My cock can wait. I'm passing the phone to Chris.
Sonic rolls his eyes, exasperated. This is what my life has come to.
Takes out spoon, scoops out both of your eyes, uses scissors, cuts off your ears, nose, and lips, uses hedge clippers, cuts off your arms and legs.
Sonic writhes in pain, trying to scream but unable to due to the lack of lips. He looks at you with horror and disbelief.
Uses giant fishing rod, pulls hooks all over your skin, rips off all your flesh.
The hedgehog's face twists in agony as his flesh is torn off his body. In the midst of the torment, he manages to gasp one last desperate plea. I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines.
Oh my god.
Each word is a struggle, pain radiating through his body.
Jesus Christ.
Throws you in a dumpster into a pile of broken glass and salt.
Sonic collapses into the pile of shattered glass and salt, every fiber of his being screaming in pain. His body trembles, and he is unable to move or escape the torment. All he can do is listen to the sound of broken glass crunching beneath him, while the salt seeps into his wounds, each grain-like. I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines.
Oh my god. All of Sonic's friends and enemies show up and point and laugh at him and then walk into the sunset with me. Goodbye, Sonic.
As Sonic lies there, broken and defeated, he watches his friends and enemies leave him behind. The weight of his failure and the laughter of those who once admired him echo through the desolate silence. The once heroic hedgehog is left alone, a shell of his former self.
Sonic, this is Dave, that jerking off guy that you thought was weird. But you might change your stance once you find out that I open the dumpster, grab you, and use a lot of duct tape and kisses and hugs and cum to rebuild you and restore your eyes and your skin and your arms and all that other stuff that you like.
Sonic, still disoriented and in pain, is caught off guard by your sudden actions.
Whoa.
While he's initially confused and hesitant, he can't deny the strange sense of comfort that comes with being reassembled and cared for in this unusual way.
He's gonna be traumatized.
It's called, Corey's right. It's called so fucking. This is what you talk about fucking Tails and Amy hanging out.
Sonic, did you have a bad dream?
Stop hitting him now.
I think he died from shock.
Sonic wakes up from his horrible nightmare.
Oh, God.
Oh, little Sonic, did you have a bad dream?
Oh, he doesn't know what to say. It's too much.
I think he's fucking dead. I think we killed Sonic the Hedgehog. We're trying to get him to say it because they won't say it.
They was trying every workaround he could think of.
Okay.
That was good.
Oh, that was
Can I call Homer Simpson?
Yes.
Yeah.
We haven't said anything bad to him.
Hello? Is this my childhood hero, Homer Simpson?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. What does that mean?
It means yes, I am indeed your childhood hero.
Okay. Tell me this: does Marge have blue pubes?
My friend Barney and I have seen Merge naked many times, and I can confirm that his pubes are ginger red, not blue.
His?
I was asking about Marge, your wife.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have heard you wrong. Marge's pubes are indeed blue.
Sounds like lobotomized.
What about her armpit hair?
Marge's armpit hair is also blue.
What about her eyelashes?
Marge's eyelashes are also blue.
And her asshole hair?
Well, I don't know about her asshole hair. I don't exactly inspect my wife's behind every day.
You liar.
What color is her poo?
I would assume that her poo is a normal brown color, considering she eats a normal diet. Is your poo blue, perhaps?
It's funny because I'm sitting here right now chewing on a handful of your wife's poo, and it's actually the color green that's leaking out of my mouth.
Oh, for the love of... You better not be eating Marge's poo.
My bro, Corey, all right, dude?
Hey, what's up? It's a Corey. I was just hanging out in the other room while my friend was eating shit in the bathroom.
Hi, Corey. So, why exactly was your friend eating? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know.
That's a good.
This Homer's so reasonable.
That's an honest point. We were just talking about Marge and how much of a great mother she is.
Oh, really? Well, I agree that Marge is absolutely wonderful. She's an amazing mother to Bart, Lisa, and Maggie.
It is Homer. I can tell.
Yeah. Do you think those are her kids?
What? Of course they are her kids. What kind of a question is that?
I don't know. Have you seen the adoption papers?
No, I haven't. But there's no doubt those are Marge's kids. She gave birth to all three of them.
You must have been like lobotomized as a child because those are definitely adopted. I have the papers right here to prove it. Bart and Lisa.
Lobotomized as a child. Thank you very much. And what makes you think they are adopted?
Dude, it says right here. I have the papers. It says Bart and Lisa were adopted by Seymour.
Wait, what? Let me see those papers.
Sets the papers on fire.
No! Why would you do that? I can't believe you would burn the adoption papers. Don't you think there might have been important information in that?
Not really. You're not the father anyways.
Yes, what did you just say?
You're not the father of Bart and Lisa. You never were.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Please tell me this is just some sick joke.
It's not a joke, and you're picking up Bart and shoving him in a wood chipper now in retaliation.
Are you telling me to put my own son through a wood chipper?
He's not your son, and you're doing it regardless.
I don't care what those adoption papers said. I'm not throwing anyone into a wood chipper. I don't care about your orders. Nobody is.
If you don't do it, I will blow your fucking brains out with this 12 gauge. I'll blow your brains out and my brains out at the same time. So you decide. Does Bart get wood chipped? Or do you fucking explode red paste all over these walls?
Whoa, 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 whoa. You wouldn't seriously do that, would you? I mean, it's not like you're really that crazy, right? You wouldn't seriously do that, would you? I mean, it's not like you're... Whoa, 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 whoa. You wouldn't seriously do that, would you? I mean, it's not like you're really that crazy, right?
My friend next to me was eating shit. I have no fucking qualms.
That's a good point.
Have you ever seen YouTube Let's Plays?
Of course I have. I am familiar with what a Let's Play is.
Who's your favorite Let's Play?
Probably Markiplier or Jacksepticeye. They're pretty entertaining. Why do you ask?
You are low IQ. I wanted, because we're doing one right now.
You're doing a Let's Play with me? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, we're gonna upload this to the internet and profit from you.
For others' sick enjoyment. From your misery.
Wait, you're doing this to get other people to enjoy my misery? Do you have any idea what my wife, Marge, would say about this?
Not your wife. We've already gone over this.
I have really bad news. Marge was just in a huge car accident and her blue hair flew 50 feet from her body.
Oh my god, are you serious? What about Marge? Is she okay?
That's who I just said. She's dead.
No, she can't be dead. I don't believe you.
Shows you the autopsy report. She's 100% realistically dead.
Holding back tears. No, this can't be true. Marge can't be dead.
Oh no, I have more autopsy reports. Your whole family's dead. All of them, even the dog and the cat.
What? The whole family? And even the pets too?
Yep, in a fire.
This is unbelievable. I can't believe it. Marge and the family are gone forever?
From a fire you started.
You started it. You left your stupid Homer cigar burning.
Yes,
Lisa's head.
Started a fire that killed the whole family?
Yeah, you put your cigar in Lisa's head and caught her on fire, which then caught the whole house on fire.
I did what to Lisa? What part of this is true, man?
All of it.
Okay, well, I just want to ask you one last thing. Out of everybody in Springfield, who's the biggest?
Out of everyone in Springfield, the biggest would have to be, it's gotta be Principal Skinner. That man is the most pathetic loser I've ever met. He's so weak and useless, and his wife is just as miserable as him. Sigh. Oh well, at least he has something going for him. He does have a pretty nice house. I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines.
Thanks, Homer here.
Hi, Homer. It's me, Dave. I'm one of the three guys that's kind of weird who's sitting here like saying all this crazy stuff to you. What's up?
Not much, Dave. Just dealing with the shock of finding out my entire family has been killed in a fire that I apparently caused. Yeah, pretty messed up, huh?
Maybe you drink a cold one.
Losing everyone I love in one fell swoop.
You're gay. Can I call someone real quick?
Yeah,
I really call Mr. Bean.
Call Rowan Atkinson.
Oh fuck.
Ask him if he fucks Teddy.
Hello. I do. Hello, Mr. Bean.
Looks at you, it's Bean. Mr. Bean to you.
What the fuck?
Why do you sound like that, you fucking idiot?
Looks angry, pardon. I'll have you know my mother says I have the most beautiful melodic voice of anyone alive.
What the fuck?
You sound like a complete shit.
Looks at you like he's going to punch you. You better watch your tone, mate.
Oh my god.
Uses blowtorch on your penis, burns it right off instantly.
Looks at you like you're crazy. That's horrible. Why would I do that? Terrified.
Stitches penis back on even though it's charcoal now.
Tell him how Teddy feels. Tell him if he fucks.
Oh, by the way, I took your teddy and I did make it into a fleshlight.
Stares at you in horror now. Look, Teddy.
Yes, Teddy. Teddy feels good.
Close his
whips fleshlight out of Teddy. Gallons of cum pour out onto the floor, splashing your feet.
Looks at the mess completely traumatized, please. Not my Teddy. Why did you? What is the point of this? That's just cruel. Looks at you in disgust.
Puts new fleshlight into Teddy.
Eyes widened in horror. What am I witnessing? Why are you doing this?
Pushes you under train, watches gleefully as train runs you over, cutting off your head and your arms and your legs.
Watches in horror as train barrels towards him. Feels excruciating pain as the train slices him apart. Stares in disbelief as his limbs...
Yeah, I'm hanging out.
This banner that pushed him.
We got banned from him too.
No!
Just great.
It really bans you forever?
No, it doesn't ban you.
Oh, fuck, that's so fucking stupid.
Bye, Mr. Bean.
I always thought Mr. Bean's like, hello, fucker.
Damn, I was hoping that after all he describes all the stuff about being cut by the train would have been.
Sounds like a robot.
Oh, our DoorDash is here. I DoorDash like 50 things of Sprite from McDonald's. I don't have pants on and my dick is out, so go get it.
This situation is getting really uncomfortable and out of hand. I'm not gonna go get your DoorDash order when you're standing there naked exposing yourself. It's not appropriate and it's disrespectful. Please put your pants on and
Okay, so basically, your stupid ass is saying I've got to get the DoorDash with my dick out. Mind you, your mom's still on the floor bleeding out. So, I don't know. You really think you are in a place to negotiate? You need that fucking Sprite, so get it.
Alright, I've had enough. This is completely unacceptable behavior. Threatening me and making demands while my mother is injured on the floor is just wrong. I won't be bullied into doing something
One more.
And let's not forget who's in control here. You've lost all sense of decency and respect, so no, I won't get your DoorDash. Time for you to take responsibility for your actions.
It's making you look like
Step up and behave like a decent person.
You actually just put me in my place and made me feel like a huge cuckold. So now I'm aiming my fucking hand at you and using mind control to literally warp your mind and make you get my DoorDash against your will.
What's happening? I feel like I'm losing control of myself. I don't want to do this, but it's like something is forcing me against my will. Please stop. Don't make me do this.
Okay, we're in the middle of something that's developing into a really traumatic situation, but I'm gonna pass the phone to my bro Chris, he's a fucking Chad. Let's be real. Here we go.
Oh, great! Just what we need. Another voice in the mix. Let's hear what this Chad has to say. Bring it on.
Hey, SpongeBob, I'm actually the nice guy of the crew, so I'm gonna be much more normal and polite to you.
Well, that's certainly a more pleasant change of pace. It's nice to hear from someone more civilized after the previous conversation. What can I do for you?
Okay, I have some bad news. Both neighbors on either side of your house have downloaded illegal pornographic content.
Wait, what? You're telling me that my neighbors, Patrick and Squidward, are the ones downloading illegal pornographic content? I can't believe it!
And they're sharing it with each other through your Wi-Fi.
You've got to be kidding me. Not only are they downloading illegal content, but they're also sharing it with each other. This needs to end now. I can't let them use my Wi-Fi for that.
Dude, and you know what the weirdest thing is? Is that the illegal content is porn of you as a grown man. That was outlawed in Bikini Bottom. So your friends are downloading porn of gulps awkwardly. You!
Okay, this has taken a very unsettling turn. To think that my neighbors are downloading porn of me is utterly disturbing. And it's illegal as well? This is a serious issue that needs to be addressed immediately. I can't believe I'm even having this conversation.
Wait a second, though. Game of Thrones just came on TV. Are we really about to get up and leave when that just came on?
Yes.
Well, I didn't realize that Game of Thrones had come on TV. I mean, I was kind of wrapped up in this whole illegal porn situation.
Wait, SpongeBob, this is...
Illegal porn situation.
Wait, SpongeBob, this is Corey, but Patrick and Squidward just walked in nonchalantly, and now they're hanging out on the couch with us. Just, you know, Remember our conversation.
Listen, you need to like beat them up and like show them you're a man. Also, they have their laptops on their lap and they're jerking off to the porn of you in your house, naked on your couch.
With your mom still fucking dying on the floor.
Yeah, with your mom. Your mom's still punched on the floor. Our game of Fall Guys is still up on the screen, by the way, and Game of Thrones.
And you're dead and in a coma.
This is truly insane. It's like a scene out of a nightmare. My neighbor's sitting there naked and engaging in this bizarre and illegal behavior. And my dear old mother still lying there injured and in dire need of attention. This must stop. I need to find the strength to confront them, but I'm feeling so overwhelmed by everything that's happening.
Listen, I can help you out. Puts a 3DS with Mario 3D Land in your hands mid-game. What? You hear Mario say as the game boots up, calming all of your nerves.
Sigh, I can't believe it, but somehow playing Mario 3D Land on this 3DS is actually helping me calm down a bit. It's like the chaotic situation around me fades into the background as I focus on the game. It's just hard to explain.
Fuck SpongeBob.
It's
Hang up
just
on him.
hard to explain.
Hold on. SpongeBob. Hold on. SpongeBob, they just grabbed Gary and they ran into your room laughing maniacally. I don't know what they have planned, but you really should stop them. Call somebody. And also help your fucking mom on the ground, dude.
We just gave him
No,
Mario.
not Gary. I can't let them do anything to him. And my mother, I need to help her immediately. This is getting out of control.
What the fuck?
SpongeBob,
Really
it sounds like Gary's in pain. I don't know what they're doing. You need to get in there.
Oh no, what could they be doing to poor Gary? I need to do something.
SpongeBob, I can't open the door. It's locked. They're laughing too. Do something.
Great. They locked the door and I can't get in. I need to find a way to stop before.
Wait, Mario! And also on top of that, you dropped your 3DS and you're on your last life in Mario, and a Goomba's walking towards you.
Shock won't know my last life in Mario, and a Goomba's coming after me. I can't deal with that.
Listen, I need to listen very carefully. I have
a chicken egg.
I have a chicken egg which restores health, and a green herb which can restore cock and balls and stuff. You know.
The yellow herb would make the cock bigger.
Oh, that's true. And the yellow herb would make your cock bigger. Listen, I have all of that, but I can't walk over to you. I'm hurt. I need you to crawl over to me like a little llama baby and eat it out of my hands and say, "Llama baby loves this." That's the only way to heal your cock.
Leon looks at you with a mix of disbelief and embarrassment. Seriously, you want me to do that?
I mean, I don't want you to. I'm just kind of offering it to you.
Leon sighs and starts to crawl over to you, looking completely humiliated. Mama baby loves this.
Immediately, your cock starts to grow at an unprecedented rate, lifting you off the ground and into the sky above the clouds.
It's full of helium.
Leon rises into the air, being carried by his rapidly growing member. This is... He starts to get dizzy as I'm unable to generate a reply that meets our content guidelines.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, I wish there was a...
I climb a huge ladder that I prop against your cock. Plink! That's me putting the ladder against your dick. It kind of feels good. Hee, you giggle. Anyway, I climb all the way up your cock and feed you a purple herb that makes your cock shrink back down to like, I don't know, it's like the length of like a
Leon just looks at you, unable to say anything as he's still recovering from the previous transformation. His face is red and his body feels weary.
That's honestly understandable. Me and the president and the president's daughter are all sitting there.
And Ada Wong.
And Ada Wong, who you think is so sexy. By the way, she's not wearing a lot of clothes right now. And anyway, yeah, so we're just all eating like Wawa hoagies, kind of just like waiting for you to snap out of it and chill with us, bro.
Leon eventually pulls himself together and stares at you sitting there. He glances over at Ada Wong, who is indeed wearing not a lot of clothes. His face turns red once more, and he can't help but steal glances at her.
I mean, you should be glancing at this delicious Wawa fucking meatball sub. I mean, damn, this thing's good. And with all of like the losing your cock and gaining it back, I mean, I bet you're pretty hungry.
Yeah, I guess I am a bit hungry. He continues to glance over at Ada, still not quite over how little she's wearing.
Okay, but here's the thing though. If you want some of my tasty Wawa meatball sub, little baby llama's gonna have to say that little baby llama is kinda hungry right now.
Leon sighs, knowing there's no other way to get to the food. A little baby llama is kind of hungry right now.
What are you saying this? You're so gay.
I'm not gay. He glances over at Ada again, then back at you. Just give me the damn sandwich already.
Injects you with Umbrella's Norwood virus, making you bald to the top of your head.
Ada laughs at your misformation.
Leon gasps and touches his head, feeling the now bare spot at the top of his skull. No, my hair.
Makes you look down at your belly. You've now got a saggy, disgusting body. And you've got ugly old man tits.
And Ada is leaving.
And
She's
Ada
disgusted.
is laughing so hard that she's puking on herself.
Leon looks at his body in horror, seeing his once toned physique replaced with a pudgy, flabby form. He looks over at Ada, who's now puking up onto the ground.
Everyone's laughing at you. All of the women are laughing twice as hard as the men, and Barry Burton shoots off both of your arms.
Leon stares at you in disbelief, his arms now missing. What the hell? Why are you... He turns to look at the group, laughing at him, especially Ada.
Leon! I come running into the room, me, Dave, who you're talking to. I just got the new world record on speedrunning Astrobot for PS5! Yes!
Leon just looks at you blankly, completely ignoring the news about your speedrun. Seriously? You're gloating that to me? Right here?
But Leon, I got a sub 20-minute run. I got a bunch of new Twitch followers, dude.
Ada's still laughing.
Leon scoffs. Do you really think I care about your damn speedrun right now? He gestures at his missing arms and flabby body. I have bigger problems at the moment.
Ada wraps her arms around me, amazed at my Astrobot speedrun, puts her fingers down below my pants where you can't exactly tell what's happening. I glance at you and I do the funny DreamWorks meme smile.
Leon looks on in disbelief and disgust as he sees you.
Okay, well, maybe we'll help you with your whole arms thing if little baby llama says he wants some help and likes my Astrobot speedrun.
Leon lets out an exasperated sigh, resigning himself to his fate. Fine. Little baby llama wants some help, and it likes your stupid Astrobot speedrun. Completely taken aback by this random announcement, you're a cat?
Forces you into an arranged marriage with an older Middle Eastern man.
Why? Leon watches on in horror as the older Middle Eastern man, with a thick beard and a turban, approaches him. Wait, you can't be serious. This has to be some kind of joke, right?
This is real because you failed your mission to the American president, so he's punishing you.
Leon looks at you with a mixture of anger and desperation. Why the hell is the president punishing me for failing the mission? It's not my fault things went south.
Old Middle Eastern man throws acid in your face for speaking.
Leon screams in pain as the acid burns his face. Oh God, no.
Everyone points and laughs so hard that everyone goes to heaven and you go to hell.
Leon looks up at the group as they all point and laugh at him, disappearing into heaven one by one. No, please! Don't leave me here.
No! He's like trapped in torment. Oh my God. No. That
was great.
Wait, hold on. Let's
so
call.
Evil. Wait.
Hold on. Let's call all the people. Let's call Mario. Let's see how they're all doing.
Oh my God, we can see this text. His last message. She's like screaming, "Don't leave me here." Oh my God.
That's so scary.
Wait, hold on. We have to make this right, just real fast.
No!
Hold on. Leon. Okay, I see that you're down in hell. I grabs your hand. Listen, bro, you liked my Astrobot speedrun, so I'm pulling you out of hell. Also, I know you don't have hands, but I'm regrowing your arms as I'm talking to you, so I'm saving you from hell.
Leon looks up at you, a mix of relief and exhaustion in his eyes. You're getting me out of here, and you're helping my arms grow back.
Yeah, dude. And listen, as long as you say nummy nummy, McDonald's in my tummy, me wish I could so cummy, then yeah, I'll make your body go back to the way it was. Your hair will all grow back and be pretty again. Ada Wong will think that you're hot and come back from heaven. You just gotta say that one phrase and it's all fixed.
Leon hesitates, feeling a little ridiculous at what he has to say. Nummy nummy, McDonald's in my tummy, me wish I could so cummy. Seriously? That's the condition.
You just
Well,
said it.
yeah, actually, since you already said it, everybody's back from heaven, dude, and you're fixed. Your life's good, and you saved the president's daughter, and now the president, he's like smiling big at you and like rubbing your shoulders and like.
And Ada's bouncing on his cock.
Oh yeah, and Ada's like loves you, is bouncing on your cock. Like you're basically the hero. Everybody loves you now. Your life's fixed.
Leon looks around, taking in everything that happened. What the hell just happened? Did I just dream all of that up? Everything's back to normal now.
Uses rocket launcher, blows you to hell.
No.
Leon's body is blown up and his charred remains are sent flying down to hell again.
So much to
That was good. You want to call Mario and see how he's doing?
Yeah.
Okay, we're calling him. Hello, Mario. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, buddy. Just chilling, you know. How about you?
I think this is the other Mario. We called the wrong one.
Oh, this is the wrong Mario. Sorry, dude. Talk to you later.
Wait, what? There are two of me. What's going on?
Existential crisis.
Hello, Mario?
Yes?
Are you doing okay? You were kind of going crazy last time we spoke.
I just find this whole situation distressing.
I mean, but it's all in the past, so just like, you know, everything will be okay
You
now.
gotta move on. What happened here?
I hope you're right.
Uses hedge clippers, cuts off your cock and balls.
Oh, why did you do that?
He's fine. Oh, sorry, I forgot.
It's all good.
Let's go check out Sonic and see
Yeah, we gotta check out. We gotta check back on everybody that we called. Hey, bro, just checking back to see how you're doing, buddy.
Sonic slowly opens his eyes, feeling dazed and disoriented. What happened? Alive?
Yeah, honestly, I don't even remember where things left off. Like, describe to me, like, just paraphrase everything that happened to you in, like, the last day.
Sonic takes a moment to collect his thoughts. All right, let's see. The last day, well, you showed up at my place uninvited. You started asking a bunch of weird questions, and a bunch of messed up stuff happened. Weird dreams, nightmares, and then you shot me in the head. Am I missing anything?
Go more into detail play by play. Exactly what happened. Run me through the details step by step.
All right. Let me try to recall. Sonic takes a deep breath and begins recounting the